Hello and welcome to another Flying Reporter Aerodrome review. Today I'm heading to Sherburn in Elmet. The sun is out and we're heading to sunny Yorkshire.
Sherburn in Elmet is pretty much in the centre of Great Britain, 13 miles east of Leeds.
So I suppose the first thing to note about Sherburn in Elmet is the proximity to Leeds East, call sign Fenton Radio. They kind of have conjoined ATZs, don't see many of those. And so Sherburn's circuits are obviously very close to Leeds circuits and final approach. So that's one thing to be aware of. The other thing is, of course, that you need to make sure you identify the right runway and not land on the wrong one, which I suppose is easy to do when they are sort of in proximity to each other. But it shouldn't be a problem, and the two aerodromes seem to coexist quite well together as long as you follow the published procedures.
The Sherburn Aero Club website has many pages of information about arrivals, departures and the circuits. It's a lot to take in and memorise, especially with the multiple runway options. In essence, though, they like you to perform a standard overhead join, keeping clear of residential areas. In terms of runways, there's runway 28 and 10, hard and grass runways 1901 and 2406.
So let's call up and find out which of the runways they're using. Sherburn Radio, good afternoon. Golf Bravo Mike India Victor, inbound from the south, 10 miles to the south, request aerodrome information.
Golf India Victor, Sherburn Radio, runway news 06 right hand, QFE 1023.
06 right hand, QFE 1023, Golf India Victor. Gear speed is within gear speed.
I'm sure many of you are familiar with overhead joins, so we'll fast forward through that. If you want to see the join in full, it's a bonus video available now on my Supporters Club channel. Details on my website. I was delighted with my landing. I'm certain it was all to do with my skill and technique, perhaps helped a little by the quality of Sherburn's silky smooth grass.
So they've actually got taxiways that tarmac taxiways lead you to most of the runways, so it's pretty well laid out here. Basically, you park on the left or right here of this taxiway. Clubhouse over there. Wind's a bit northerly at the moment, so I'm going to go and face north over here. And there we go. Welcome to Sherburn in Elmet. And what a glorious evening it is here.
It's just a short walk from the aircraft parking area over to reception here, where you would pay your fees. Of course, as always, look for the big yellow Charlie sign. I'll be paying my fees in a moment. Before I do, I just wanted to say that the airfield here is run by Sherburn Aero Club. The Aero Club is a corporate member of AOPA UK. AOPA is the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association. And I'm a member of AOPA as well, and that's because I think it's important that we join organisations that stand up for our rights at government and regulatory level. And if you're concerned about the decline of general aviation, the cost of training, cost of fuel, perhaps the closure of airfields or access to airspace, perhaps you could consider joining up as well. The more of us that join, the more clout AOPA will have. Flying Reporter followers can get a 25% discount off 1 or 2 year AOPA UK memberships using the QR code or link on your screen or the link in the video description. There's hard parking on the apron for disabled flyers. The clubhouse is wheelchair accessible, and they're soon to refurbish the facilities, incorporating a dedicated accessible toilet. Sherburn operates an air-ground communication service. Aside from their response to your initial call, don't expect responses to your standard circuit position reports. They'll help you with taxiing and parking if you ask them, though. Now, Mondays and Tuesdays, the cafe is closed. It's a shame that I wasn't running my cameras in here yesterday. Well, I was, but not specifically to film the cafe. And it was very, very busy in here. And that's probably worth mentioning if you're flying in and the cafe is open. You want to get your order in straight away, because at lunchtime, especially at the weekend, a bit of a queue can form and it could take a little while for your food to come. Looking at the menu, all your standard stuff, really. Bacon sandwiches, pork sausage sandwiches. I think the sausages come from just up the road from a nearby farm. Your typical breakfasts, you've got pancakes. You can have eggs or beans on toast. When Bertie was here some time ago, beans on toast was what he had. All your usual drinks that you might expect. And then, you know, burgers, toasties, soups. Yeah, I mean, there is actually quite a wide range here. The prices look about reasonable, I'd say. And there's probably something for everyone. Although I suppose me trying to cut down on my carbs, it can often get difficult when you're flying into airfields. But there's some salads here and some soup, as I say, so can probably get by. If the cafe is closed, as it is today, on a Monday and a Tuesday, there is a little sort of self-service area, which is great, where you can get some all sorts of drinks, cold drinks. You can use the coffee machine, and there's some snacks if you need a burst of sugar for your flight back.
Now, I did film outside when the cafe was open the day earlier, and what's lovely about Sherburn is its large garden out the front with benches and umbrellas. There's plenty of outside seating, which is perfect on a day like today. For the kids, Sherburn is excellent. There's a children's play area here with bricks, a sandpit, a slide and a climbing frame. Or of course, if it's aeroplanes you've come to see, there are good views of the apron and climb out area. I wave when I see aeroplanes passing by too, don't you? Right next to the airfield, literally a 2-minute walk away, is another option for food. The Motorist describes itself as the most exciting automotive venue in the north. It's a car workshop with a difference, a place for car enthusiasts to meet up, with a shop selling all sorts from children's toys to craft beers. There's a cafe and a full-service restaurant. They have lots of events on here for petrol heads. It's certainly something different to explore if you happen to land here and have some time to spare. As the cafe at the airfield was closed, I ate here instead. Back to the aeroplanes, and I sit down for a chat with the airfield's line supervisor, Dave Salt, to find out the useful information for flying visitors.
What about people visiting then and needing to stay over in maybe a windy day or something? Can they tie down anywhere? Is there any?
We do,
hangarage?
yeah. We've got tie downs out on the field that are concrete, concrete tie downs in the ground there with the loops on them. We are very busy with the hangarage. There's over 100 aircraft on site at the moment, but not everybody's always here. There might be someone off maintenance, someone's gone away on business, holiday, whatever. So we can usually offer the odd hangar space kind of thing if it's just just for a night or a couple of nights kind of thing. It can be arranged.
Tell me about the Aero Club then, because the Aerodrome is run by the Aero Club.
Yeah,
a very
vibrant
Aero Club.
Yeah,
it
definitely.
seems.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you do here.
So obviously we've got the main thing is the flight training school. We've got a good bank of instructors with loads of experience.
Teaching the kind of full range of
full range,
stuff?
everything. Yeah, all we can teach anything kind of thing. But then even going further, we've got advanced flight training, which is a separate business on site. We work very closely with them. Other people on site. We've got helicopters, Heald's Aviation on site. We've got Tiger Moth Experience on site. We've got Breeze Aviation that do the microlight training. Sherburn Engineering, so they maintain all our aircraft and a lot of the aircraft on the field.
You also, I think, have facilities for people that want to have meetings here.
Yeah, so we have a meeting room down the back that's available for hire. It's got all the Wi-Fi in there. It's got a good sized TV with video conferencing software in it and everything like that. So that is available, for hire.
And if you need to renew your medical or get your medical, you've even got an AME based
We've got an AME on site, Mark Bellamy. So he's a long-term club member, has an aircraft here. And yeah, he does all the medicals for us. So, but he does, you know, not just pilots. He does cabin crew medicals and stuff like that. So there's people that it brings to the field as well.
Now you're not in Sherburn in Elmet. That's some way over there,
yeah,
I think.
just a little bit over. We're, you know, maybe a mile and a half just out, kind of thing.
You're kind of on the edge of an industrial estate.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
what's it like getting on and off the airfield, getting to places? If you wanted to go to York or Leeds or explore some of the local countryside.
I mean, you're not too bad. Obviously, we've got Sherburn and we've got South Milford. Very, very close, very easy to get to.
Train stations?
There's taxis. There's a train station at each. There's trains. There's buses. Go to Leeds. Go to York.
But you have to go to those villages.
You need to get to the village. Yeah. So there's, you know, we've got a good list of taxi companies. There's always staff. There's club members that could give anybody a lift, kind of thing. It's never been an issue of getting someone if they need to nip down to the train station. It's literally 5 minutes.
You've got a very relaxed setup here, you know, as I say, fairly flexible hours, the pilot controlled lighting, self-service fuel, lovely cafe with lots of room to relax, play area and everything else. What kind of aerodrome are you trying to run here? I mean, you're a club.
I think the club, you know, it's an important thing with the club and the members, you know, that's what we want to look after, and just like you say, nice, friendly, relaxed airfield, really. I mean, you've seen the field for yourself. It's well maintained. It looks nice. We've got eight usable runways, kind of thing. The tarmac runway keeps us going all through winter. You know, if it was just grass, we'd be struggling a little bit. But you know, when you've got weather like this and all the grass is cut and it's all looking nice, and so you've got people in the sand pit and on the climbing frame, the cafe is open with music on. It's just a nice, kind of a nice relaxed place. And you know, we kind of encourage some public to come in as well and see what we're doing, come and chill in the garden and, you know, have an ice cream and watch the aircraft.
They have a large apron here where you can get your avgas, of course, from the pumps. There's a UL91 pump over there, Jet A1 as well. The great thing is that the fuel is self-service. There's a machine, you just pop your card in, pay for your fuel and go, which I really like because then you don't have to go to the club and sort out invoices and nonsense like that, which can tend to delay things. People have been asking me to list the exact prices of the fuel. I'm not doing that because these videos are meant to be everlasting and the price of fuel is very volatile at the moment. But what I do is I look at the prices that are current at the airfields I visit, and then I give you an idea of whether comparatively the prices are high, medium or low. I'm pleased to say the prices here at Sherburn at the moment are on the very low side. Also, another benefit of getting your fuel here is that they'll waive your landing fee if you uptake a certain amount of fuel. But obviously check the website for the current deals and the current prices.
If you're staying in the area overnight, you may find it a little difficult to get accommodation really local to the airfield. The government has block booked many of the nearby hotels, and so I had to stay in a Premier Inn about 30 minutes away. I used a taxi company called A to B Travels to get there, which has a mobile phone app. They were reasonably priced and on time, which is always good. My time at Sherburn has nearly come to an end, and it's almost time for me to head home. But before I do, I should mention an exciting development for the airfield.
From the middle of June 2023, Sherburn in Elmet is having its own new RMP instrument approach. And that's quite extraordinary actually in the UK. I know people living in other parts of the world won't see this as being extraordinary. But here in the UK, I don't think we have any other airfields that are air-ground that have an instrument approach. All the others are either FISO aerodromes or those with full approach control. So a real step forward. We've got to celebrate that fact. The downside is because it's air-ground here and because they have Leeds East to the north, which also is due to have a new instrument approach, there are lots of rules and procedures around using it. It has to be booked. There's only one approach on either of the two approaches, either here or Leeds East, in the course of 60 minutes. So it's quite restrictive. Don't expect to be able to use it on an ad hoc basis to break cloud. Plan on perhaps diverting to another airfield with a standard instrument approach. But it's a step forward and good news for little old Sherburn in Elmet here.
On that positive note, we'll close our review. Thanks to the team at Sherburn in Elmet for looking after me, and thanks to AOPA UK as well for sponsoring the Flying Reporter Aerodrome reviews. Do consider joining AOPA and click the link on the screen for their generous 25% discount for Flying Reporter followers. Until I see you next, fly safely, my friends.